The network for Detroit. By Detroiters. Welcome to the Woodward Sports Network.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Big D Energy. Neal, Rhule, Lindsey, Hunter, Big Mike Gentry, and, of course, JB Smoove on the ones and twos. We're live at Feldman Chevrolet in Novi. They are Michigan's #1 Chevrolet dealer. Just got a fresh shipment of Blazers in here today. Over 40 of them, I was told, and they're tough to get. So you want that SUV, slide on through to Feldman Chevrolet. You guys know how we do it. Big football weekend. Hey, Lindsey, I wasn't here Friday. I was on my way out to California to do some college football. Had a great time. Thank you, by the way, to everybody in social media, all the messages and everything. Appreciate you tuning in to the game on NBC Sports. Bay Area was a ton of fun. Had a blast doing that, so thank you guys for that. Lindsey, I missed anything? Hey, anything going on?
Not really, man.
No, that's it?
Didn't miss anything, Not a lot going on. There was a little bit of excitement here in Detroit for some odd reason.
Yeah. No,
a little bit of excitement.
I got a funny story about that I'll get to on Thursday night, actually flying out to California. So that was pretty cool. Of course, today is September 11th, so always remember what happened. That was the day, just real quick, that was a day, Lindsey. I remember that was the first time in my life I felt fear for a split second. Because remember that, dude, no one knew, no one was sure what was going on, man. I felt fear for a split second. I'll never forget that moment.
Dude, I remember exactly where I was, and I was in L.A., and we were in the practice facility working out.
Yeah.
And when things started happening, it froze the world. And I remember everybody just left the practice facility and went home. And it was just so much uncertainty and just not understanding what actually was going on. And that was the biggest, I think, thing that put the fear in everybody.
Right. And, again, for me, I'll never forget that feeling. So always remember 9/11 and what happened that day. But, yeah, obviously a ton of stuff to get to here today, and the Mel Tucker situation, certainly we're going to get into it. The Lions situation, certainly we're going to get into it. But I didn't get my chance to kind of discuss the Lions thing. Wasn't in on the show on Friday. But I will say this. Lindsey, I was flying into San Francisco, and the game came on, as we got about over Denver.
Right.
And people were locked TF in to that foot. It was on every headrest on the airplane. When the Lions scored, the plane erupted. I mean, for real, it was like a watch party in the sky, man.
Yeah, it was. I remember I was going to somewhere to get some wings, and it was a bar, and I walked in the bar and I'm watching everybody. It was packed. You saw Honolulu Blue everywhere, and people were hanging on every single play of that game, and it was crazy to see that. Because I haven't seen that energy in Michigan in forever.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that. And it was a big game. And, of course, you playing against the world champs. Man, everybody was excited. It was electric.
No, it was. Even on an airplane, it was electric. Justin from North Carolina, I remember when we ate lunch, they rolled the TVs out into the lunchroom so the students could watch what was going on. Hoof-Hearted says, I was in class at university when it happened, left the middle of class and hung out with friends in the campus apartment watching the second plane hit. Was awful. And, yes, it was. It was unbelievable. But, yeah, so Lorena Rios, Neal, good way to start the show. It happened. You got to address it,
Yeah.
It was. It certainly was a big moment. But, no, and again, getting back to it, it was incredible. Even landing in San Francisco, the televisions, in the airport, groups of people sitting around watching the game.
Yeah.
And this is California, man.
Right,
It's not like it's here. And I saw the ratings came out. 27 million people watched the game, 6 million more than the Thursday night opener. This whole Lions ownership that they have over the NFL culture right now is real. Lindsey, it's real.
No, definitely. I think we can attest to the fact that hearing the different pundits speak about the Lions, the way they speak about the Lions is totally different. It's no longer a mockery. It's a serious contender. And I've been saying that all along. Hopefully you guys can finally slowly start jumping on the bandwagon.
Pete Smith in the motorsports.com chat thread. Neal, what was the most California-priced thing you had to get? I was with a friend of mine that I know that's out there. The most California-priced thing I saw purchased was his gallon of gas he got for $6.09.
That's insane. That's
You know,
insane.
you lived out there for a little while.
Yes, I lived in the Bay Area, and the prices are ridiculous. Like, you get a 2-bedroom, you're out of like $4,500, $5,000 a month. That's
1.1 mil.
Crazy, man. I guess that's just the way it is out there, man. But it's cost of living is crazy.
But Lindsey, it was 81.
Oh,
and it was sunny every day.
can't buy that weather, baby.
You're buying weather. You are absolutely buying weather.
Beautiful, right?
When you live out there. But yeah, you know, it's just something that was incredible. And then even too, like with the Lions game, and like I said, I didn't get a chance to. Andrew Schmidt says I live in LA and it sucks. It doesn't suck when you walk outside. Brian says, Neal, did you catch that thunderstorm in the morning in the Bay Area on Saturday? Well, I was down in San Jose, and by the way, Lindsey, they had the first ever weather delay in the history of San Jose State football. There was a lightning delay.
Lightning delay.
The first one they've ever had since they
Wow.
started football at San Jose State.
Wow, unbelievable.
Yeah, it was wild. They said we've never had a weather delay for football because it's 80 and sunny every day.
Is that your first time ever calling out there?
Yes.
That's why, baby. You
That's
brought
why
the
I
lightning.
brought the heat out there. Yeah, absolutely. But no, just real quick. Neal Rhule got that Burt Kreischer tan going on. Yeah, I guess I did get some golf in. BMG. I got some golf in on Friday.
That's fair. You have to. Got to.
You know I was going to bring the clubs out there and get some golf in. You knew that.
Absolutely.
But yeah, so just kind of recapping it. The moral of the story is this for me with what happened on Thursday night. The Kansas City Chiefs went for it on 4th and 20 because they knew they weren't getting the ball back.
Right.
They knew it. They'd gone through it for 60 minutes. They locked up with that offensive line of the Lions, and they knew. The Lions knew, and they knew. And Lindsey, it's even more than I thought, like watching them play. And there's a couple reasons. A, they won with the C-plus game.
Right.
They weren't great.
No, they were not great. We talked about that. They were not. They didn't play a great football game. Like,
No.
regardless of what people say, you know, the Chiefs didn't have, you know, Kelsey or whatever. The Lions still didn't play a great football game. There were a lot of things they could have been better at, but yet and still they found a way to win. And I think that was the most important thing that we were talking about. Finding a way to win through adversity shows a lot of character and shows how, you know, good your team really is and how much depth that they really have.
Right, and Brandon here says, and I'd like to address this because I heard this from a couple people. Lions scored 14 points against a KC defense without their best player. Goff is not good enough for the Lions to contend. Brandon, you said that statement wrong. The Lions scored 14 points against Kansas City and beat them on the road. You don't apologize for road wins in this league. I don't care who you're playing against.
Right,
You don't apologize for
Well,
them.
people don't understand how hard it is to win on the road in the NFL. Like, that's hard to do regardless to the situation. You know, you want a road game against the champs. Who
Period.
cares?
End of story,
Yeah,
man. I don't
yeah.
care how you got it.
Right. I
And you
don't-
didn't play well.
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing. And here, Brandon, here's the takeaway from this football game with what they did. When it came down to it and they had the football with a chance to close down the club, they closed down the club.
Yes.
The offensive line closed down the club. David Montgomery, who a lot of you, and I think, Brandon, you were one of them, ridiculed the David Montgomery signing. You want to know where that game flipped? The contact behind the line that Montgomery would get clipped on and somehow got 2 yards out of it, somehow got 3 yards out of it. That's why. You parlay a running back like that with this offensive line, and I know that Gibbs got the headlines and all that kinds of things, but when it came down to winning time, David Montgomery, that offensive line, let's just bottom line this, Lindsey. They were better. They were
Absolutely.
better than them.
Well, and
Period.
and on Friday, we even talked about. I said, regardless to what the Chiefs, the Lions just looked like a better team, and I don't care if they had Kelsey or not. I felt like I was like, man, they would have won regardless. I don't care what other situations you put in front of them that night, they were a better team on every aspect of the game.
Right.
They were better.
Robert Colosi says, Neal, I hope this isn't an indicator KC is on a down cycle, but it still is a big win to go on the road, sold out crowd, et cetera, and just beat them in the trenches. And Robert, that's what it is. They physically beat them.
Right.
Like they said, hey, we're going to get like your dad back in the day. We're getting pizza tonight, but we're getting green pepper on it. And you're going to eat it. I don't want green pepper. Then you won't eat.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? You know, JB Smooth, you know your dad got all the nasty stuff on the pizza all the time that you didn't want, but you're going to eat it. You're going hungry if you that's what it is, man. And that's what Penei Sewell and the offensive line did. They're like, hey, we ordered pizza. There's green pepper on it, though.
Right.
This is what you're eating for dinner.
I just enjoyed the fact that, and I know Kansas City will make some excuses about the drops that they had, but I loved how the D-backs were flying to the ball. Like every single pass play, you saw 2 or 3 guys flying to the ball. Like that mattered, I think. And, in order to get interceptions, things have to happen. You have to be physical. You have to be at the right place at the right time. And some of those things happen for the Lions. And, man, I was excited just watching them. It was a different look. It was a different feel. And we've been saying that all along since, the summer and all the different acquisitions. It just felt different. It looked different. And that's why I'm like.
And Lindsey, that's it right there. Exactly what you just said. Even for me, that's been in this since birth, that's been through the trials and the tribulations.
Right.
Even for me, Lindsey, this isn't fool's gold because I've got too much data now.
Right.
That's like people want to get into it and break down the Goff thing. We got a good Jared Goff topic coming up later on in the show. I was perusing the socials, and it's going to get a lot of people fired up, and I can't wait for it because I have all of you. I'm sad Spenny's not here, but we'll run it back tomorrow when Spenny is here because it's time. It's time to have the discussion. It's time to be honest about it. But I have too much data now to suggest that this football team in this offensive line, it all goes back to what we said, Lindsey, going into this season. They are an elite unit, elite in a league where if you have that unit as your most elite unit, you will win football games. It's a non-negotiable.
Definitely. And if you look around the league and see the teams that struggled with their offensive line and see what happened to them. Everybody saw the game last night where Danny Dimes couldn't hold the ball for 2 seconds.
Dude, Lindsey, real quick, just to tell, and we'll get around the NFL, and I'll probably go back to this, but the Daniel Jones Turnover Factory, Inc., it had supply chain issues last year, but it is back in business, and they have added a third shift. And they were working around the clock at Daniel Jones Turnovers Incorporated. And it is full steam ahead. The stock price is up. The shareholders are happy. And they were just spitting out turnovers. Just cha-ching, 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 cha-ching. Stamped. The presses were being stamped in all of it.
Yeah, that was bad, man. I wanted to enjoy a good late Sunday game. And then for that to happen, I was expecting them to lose because I've never been a believer in the Giants. Everybody was all this hoopla last year. Oh, they made the playoffs. Yeah, but it was very, very iffy. Very iffy. And I'm not a believer in Danny Dimes. Not at all.
Yes. No, and that's fair. And that's fair. Guys, let me tell you about the Detroit Lions pregame show. You already know what it is, man. A ton of you tuned in on Sunday, or excuse me, on Thursday, as a matter of fact. Still got to get into that. Jeff Iafrate on the graphic. He has a special guest going all the time. They'll be back at the regular time slot, Sundays from 9:30 to 11:30. The Woodward Sports pregame show. Make sure you subscribe to the Woodward Sports YouTube channel, and you'll be out. We got you covered. Nobody's covering football in this town like we are here at Woodward Sports. That's a factual statement. That's fact, not opinion. No, but we do. We have things lined up for you here today. Certainly we're going to get into the Mel Tucker thing when we come back. I want to speak my piece on it. And look, I have some concerns about what's going on around the Big Ten as well. And I'll explain that to you. And I'll tell you what this is going to turn into, too. Let's just be adults about this and have the convo, Lindsey, because you and I know we've been around college sports a while.
Yes.
We know what's going to become of this. We absolutely do, and I can't wait. Can't wait to talk to you guys about that. But first, let me tell you about Dispo. Experience the true meaning of exceptional cannabis products with Dispo Dispensary. Over 12 locations, including the new location that's open in Whitmore Lake. Dispo is never far away. Ermanni and Edwards and the Woodward Heavyweights will be broadcasting live at the Whitmore Lake location on Friday, September 15th. Oh, that's this Friday, by the way. 50 North Territorial Road, Whitmore Lake, Michigan. Dispo Dispensary, dispohops.com, your local cannabis plug.
Since the dawn of moving people, Chevrolet has led the way. The world of transportation is changing. At Feldman Chevrolet, we are leading the charge forward. With every electric vehicle, every mile traveled, one Feldman at a time. The company that puts more Chevys on Michigan roads is now the #1 name for Chevy electric vehicles.
Now, coming to Woodward Sports, Woodward and Main Street, the Woodward Sports Network Detroit Lions Show. Let's go! Catch Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Terry Foster for all the latest news on your Detroit Lions every week. Only on the Woodward Sports Network YouTube channel and woodwardsports.com.
Hey, this is Mr. Kearney, Chief Academic Officer at Academy of Warren. I want to welcome you to the brand new field house. The state-of-the-art facility has a regulation basketball court, volleyball court, soccer field. It can be used for 7-on-7 football. Our K-8 academic features AM, PM, latchkey, small classroom sizes, Learning Street, futuristic media center, free breakfast and lunch, Holton Mifflin curriculum, academic games, K-8 athletics, and more. Enroll today at academywarren.net.
Neal Rhule here for Bullseye Event Group. Wonder where the best Lions tailgate is? Pretty simple answer to that. Eastern Market, the official Detroit Lions tailgate party at Shed Number 5 in Eastern Market. Woodward Sports be broadcasting live before every home game. The 3-star Michelin buffet featuring Chef Ermanni, VIP parking. Even got plug with tickets if you need them. How do you sign up? bullseyeeventgroup.com and tailgate like a VIP. That's bullseyeeventgroup.com. You can tailgate like a VIP. All right, we're off and running here. Big D Energy live from Feldman Chevrolet in Novi, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer. Just got a brand new stock of the Chevy Blazers. So if you're in that market, pull on through here. Feldman's got a lot full of them now. They're fired up because the lot is full of cars. So come on out. They got what you need and roll through here and get it done. I see it. They're all driving them around and everything like that. They're all out here. Neal Rhule, Lindsey Hunter, Big Mike Gentry, and, of course, JB Smoove as well. And it is time. Look, we got to talk about it. The Mel Tucker situation. The news broke this weekend. Mel Tucker suspended. Mel Tucker soon to be terminated, I would imagine. That is the order of operations and how this will run. And you guys know what the story is on it. I don't need to go into the details and all that kind of stuff. But, look, and I know Michigan fans are kind of having a joke about it and stuff like that.
Of course.
And look, that's the way that this stuff works.
You know how it goes.
100%. It's just, for me, Lindsey, there's two schools of thought of this for me. If you're going to be into all this scandal and everything like that, and we've seen it now a couple of times from Michigan State, if you want to get into the order of operations and the technicalities, miss me with that because I'm not here with that. All I know is what I see in the news all the time.
Right.
That's what I see in the news all the time. So here's the deal. You want to get real about this? I'll get real about this with you guys. His actions right now, because I deal in business.
Right.
I deal in the real world. I deal because I follow the money, and that's what tells me what's going to happen. If anything, you guys want to be real about this, there's a window now for Michigan State to get out of this contract.
There you go.
There's a window now. Let's just cut all the moral high horse stuff and everything like that. Let's just get into the nuts and bolts of it and the business of it.
Because Neal, we both know if Michigan State was winning right now and they were a top 5 team in the country, we probably wouldn't even hear about this.
No lies. No lies.
We've seen this before.
And people aren't going to want to hear that,
but
right?
That's the truth.
But that is the truth. And it's been proven time and time again in college athletics. If you're going to do this stuff, you better win.
You better win.
And they ain't winning.
They're not winning.
And that's it. That's all. And it is. It's just it's a window now for Michigan State to get out of the contract, and they're going to take it.
Yes.
And let me tell you guys how this will play out too. I'll save all the moral high horse stuff because we got a lot of football to get to here today. I'll just explain how this is going to shake out, and we can all move on. Here's the deal: they've got him suspended now. They're going to let him go for cause. Then they're going to get caught up haggling for some kind of buyout. That's how it's going to work.
Of course.
That's how it's going to work.
Yep.
Like Mel Tucker's people will go to him and say, all right, we'll go away if ... And they'll say, no, well, maybe we'll go through the legal channels. And Mel Tucker's people will say, hey, you can save some money if you just scratch this check and we drop this and it's over. And the back and forth will go on. Lindsey, that's how it's going to go.
Yeah, that's how it always goes. We've seen these things happen before. And then we've seen coaches that have been in scandals, that have been fired, that have been hired right away because they do what? They win. So we know the bottom line about this is winning, and it's about money.
The Ski Mask Boy says, what the F are you talking about, Neal? I'm talking about the real-world implications of this and how it's going to go down. That's how this is going to go. So what are you talking about,
right,
Ski Mask Boy? Like, that's what I want to know. And Steve Wild says the woman was playing about it. I'm not going down that and all that kind of roads like that. Look, guys doing stuff he shouldn't have been doing, right? And for like the people that want to say they knew about this and this was the time, guys, this isn't criminal. I think people are losing that right now.
Right.
Like as of right this moment in time, this isn't a criminal case. Right. So they have a protocol they have to go through. And there ain't no protocols like university protocols.
Right.
That stuff takes forever.
And I'm sure he had a moral clause in his contract.
Which he does, yeah.
Yeah, so that's the basis of this entire thing. His moral clauses was going to let them get out of that contract.
Right. And they have their window right now. And that's how this is all going to go down. Tiger Town says Tuck needs to go. Steve Wild says he'll get $15 million and leave. And Steve, you're warm on that right now because I think that's how this is going to shake out. Yeah. You'll see this go back and forth, and something will have to be done for him to go away, and that's the way that it's going to go down. And you can say what you want about the contract being offered. That was the cost of doing business at the time, but none of that matters now because they got their shot to get out of it. And
they will. They will. And we've been hearing names float around who's going to be the interim, and D'Antoni's possibly coming back. So they've put things in motion to get started to replace him already. So,
Aaron Tackett, raise your hand if you need Tyler Conklin to catch every one of Aaron Rodgers' passes to win your fantasy matchup. Aaron, that's a bad spot to be in, by the way. Let me just say that. But yeah, and Steve also said Mel will also forever be known as a joke, and he will. And why will he be remembered as a joke? Because they didn't win except that one time.
Win, yep, 1 year.
And, Lindsey, I'm glad that you said it so I didn't have to, so I don't have to take the heat on that. But I was told, right, remember when we did these shows and when he got signed to the contract, I was like, man, I don't know. Like, I don't see how he's going to get elite players to Michigan State. I got filleted by Michigan State people filleted.
But that's to be expected.
Look at where Mel Tucker's been. Who do you think got all those elite players? I was like, yeah. Where was he? He was at Georgia and stuff. Yeah, he was getting them there. You ain't getting them here. And guess what? He didn't get them here. And this goes into that. Like, why they're going to take this window as an opportunity to get out of this deal, and they're going to do it. So, I don't know what to say. People are going to say the jokes and stuff like that. But what about this too? By the way, it's for me. You look around the Big Ten because you brought up an interesting point about you need to be winning and stuff like that. When you look around the Big Ten right now, Michigan State has an interim coach. Michigan has an interim coach. Northwestern has an interim coach.
Right.
Like, if you're going to go through all this scandal, you should at least do it like Baylor and win.
Right. I don't know, man. It's something about the South, though. Like, it's different in the South. And I don't know if it's just because it's a legacy of cheating. but they've always figured out how to get it done. And now that they've made it legal with the NILs, it's kind of even the playing field. So it seems like everybody should be able to, but it's just different, man. Some teams, some colleges know how to go get elite talent, man.
Right.
Some coaches know how to get it done.
Fletch Lives Daily says so much negativity in the Big Ten. And there is. Like, for real, it is.
Right. But it's, if we look back at college football, the only reason that we're seeing this stuff, because normally it's not on the surface like this. Look, here's a dirty little secret. This stuff has always taken place, okay? It's always been there.
Let me tell you this, too. A lot of coaches are bad guys.
There you go.
I hate to shock everybody's world there, but a lot of coaches are bad guys.
Right. And because publicly you don't get to see all sides of a person, you don't know. You just know what you see. You know the coach that's winning, and you know the coaches that are being praised for winning. And that's all we get to see. But we don't see, I remember hearing stories about Bobby Knight. But everybody loved Bobby Knight when he was coaching and winning national championships, right?
Right. The second you stop winning.
Right. Get him out of here.
And we have examples for miles about this,
right.
man.
Right.
Like, that's what's it is. Brandon says the Big Ten has been down for a while. Nothing has changed. And that's my point. Like, through all of this, when you look around the landscape of the Big Ten, you got 3 universities with interim coaches now, coaches suspended, fired, etc. Like, what's the issue here? But we know the issue.
Right.
Just come to find out, some guys are just bad guys, man. Like, they are. And people are weird.
And here's the thing. Some guys, there are good people in the world, there are bad people in the world. There are people that make honest mistakes. There are people that get caught up in things that they probably have been doing for a while that hasn't been brought to the surface. So there's all these coaches and all these people in these positions. They're people. So I don't know if people think that, just because you're the head coach of such and such, you're supposed to be, you're holding him in a higher regard than anybody else, but he's still a person. And being a person, there are problems that they deal with, just like everybody else.
Detroit Dabber 313, when asked for comment, Jim Harbaugh said nothing since he's also currently suspended. But it's a wild time right now in the Big Ten, and that's all I know. So that's how it's going to go down. And it's a business play on Michigan State's end. It'll be a business play on Mel Tucker's end, and it's going to be about money, like everything else in the world is.
Always.
Sorry.
No.
For somebody who was looking for some great moralistic rally cry from me, you're not getting it. That's just the way that the world works. So I don't know what else to say, Lindsey. I don't know what else to tell the people. But, hey, it adds fuel to the rivalry. I know that. Woodward Rivals. You guys know how it's going down on Saturday. Spencer Raxter, Sam Flannel et al. And Fridays from 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. Tune in every single week. Make sure you can catch it, too, on the Woodward Sports YouTube channel at your leisure if you want to. They're talking Michigan. They're talking Michigan State. They're talking that other school that's in that state south as well. Woodward Rivals. We have the college football market cornered here on Woodward Sports. There were some developments in NFL football yesterday. Certainly some around the NFC North that I want to talk about when we get back, because I saw some things. I think this division is even more winnable than it was before. Lindsey.
I might agree, but there's a lot of things that changed my kind of opinion too, because certain teams didn't perform the way I would expect them to. No, they did not. No, they did not. Let me tell you about Guardian Alarm and what they offer you. Customized solutions from real experts for all your security needs. Their professional technicians take the time to recommend security and automation solutions specific to your needs. As we said, 24/7 professional monitoring. Call them anytime, day or night, and know that a Guardian team member will stay on the phone as long as needed. Technology backed by people. It's really wild. I know. People
like real live people. Your safety and security deserve technology that's been proven to work and people who have been proven to care. Call 1-800-STAY-OUT. Again, 1-800-STAY-OUT. Guardian Alarm since 1930, a Detroit institution.
Calling all landscapers. This is Darren McCarty. I'm at Outdoor Equipment Co. How would you like to landscape like a legend? How about a bad boy zero turn? And even a chainsaw. And even a weed whipper. So register today at OutdoorEquipCo.com, and even you could have DMAC on your landscaping crew.
Are you a diehard college football fan? Well, it's your lucky day. Join special WSN guests like Spencer Raxter, Flannel Sam, and more every Saturday. Go to our Woodward Sports YouTube channel on Saturdays and tune in live from 8:30 to 10 a.m.
Your home is your most important asset. Flexibility in the sales process is key. When you work with Mark White & Associates, you can cancel at any time, for any reason, without penalty. Speaking of flexibility, check this out. Who you work with matters. Hire the best broker in the game.
Neal Rhule here for 5 Iron Golf in downtown Detroit inside the Cambria Hotel. And you guys know what you can do down there. Play, practice, and party the way you want. Don't forget about the 5 Iron Golf Leagues as well. Mention the promo code Woodward10 at checkout. You'll get 30% off your league fees. You can compete nationwide. They're giving away cool stuff like a trip to the Dominican Republic. Again, go to 5irongolf.com to tee up the good times. 5 Iron Golf in downtown Detroit. Keeping it pushing, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Rhule, Lindsey Hunter, BMG, JB Smooth. I like working with JB Smooth.
Yeah, when he decides to slum and come with us.
Yeah, you know, like he's like, man, they got me on this. They got me on this broke show with these busters, and they're non-final word headsets and everything like that.
Get a headset.
Yeah,
unsophisticated.
Yeah, unsophisticated, regular ass show. You know? Yeah.
That's us, buddy. That's us.
Notice too, like we don't get the headsets today because the final word's not here. And I asked JB Smooth about it. I said, no headsets. He's like, the final word's not here. And then it all made sense.
Hey, you knew it. You knew that.
I know.
Yeah, you knew.
I just like to ask the question. I like to ask questions that I know the answer to.
I know. You just want to see what they're gonna say.
I know the answer. I just want to see how they say it. You know what I'm saying? So that is out there as well. Second hour, we're going to get into kind of your reactions to the football weekend. And DNC, ENT, I'll tell you right now, Neal, I'm scared of the top 3 defenses in the NFC after yesterday. I don't know if our offense can outdo them. I am encouraged by what I saw because I don't care what their defense looks like. Because what the Lions' offensive line is able to do, it's be physical whether you want it or not. Real quick. No, I'll save it for later when we look around the NFL. Because I caught myself kind of low-key looking, like I was doing the... Just real quick, I made sure nobody knew what I was doing or anything. I went and looked, and we're going to talk about that coming up in just a little bit. But the NFC North was not impressed by what I saw yesterday. And I'll tell you what, this was new. Like we talked about watching the Lions, how it was a new experience.
Right.
It was a great feeling to have your hay in the barn already, and you're just kind of laying out, chilling, watching the games and keeping up on what's going on. I don't know if you guys caught Minnesota's act yesterday.
Yeah, but
nice effort.
But here's the thing, Neal. What was Minnesota's record last year? They won a boatload of games last year, right?
Yes, they did.
I was never a believer, even last year.
Right.
Like I just as good as they pretended to be last year, that's exactly what they were, pretenders. And as long as they have Kurt, our cousin, back there, I'm not gonna believe.
Baker. Baker did it again.
How about that? He's back out of the ashes.
He is.
Proving himself again.
Baker's back, baby. Baker is back. No, but here's the deal, though, Lindsey. This is where nobody in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread, Minnesota looked real soft and sorry. And they did, the away fan. Neal, my man, I turned 31 yesterday. Would love a birthday shout-out in the stripper voice if it's not too much. The golden voice reigns supreme. Well, that's right. For the next 2 songs, we're going to say happy birthday to the away fan. That's right. $2 Jaeger bombs for the next 3 songs for the away fan's birthday. Is that good?
That's great.
All right. There you go. Happy birthday, man. But no, here's the deal, though, Lindsey. And I know it's 1 week and everything like that, but there's only 17 of these things.
Right.
And here's what this told me, Minnesota in particular. You had a game where Justin Jefferson caught 9 passes for 150 yards. Kirk Cousins threw for 350 at home, and they lost to Tampa. The Lions played a C-plus game and beat the defending Super Bowl champions in their building on the ring night. You see what I'm saying here?
Yep.
You get what my point is here?
Definitely.
Those are the things that swing. That's what swing seasons. And we saw the Lions with that start last year where they were behind the 8 ball and they couldn't slip up, and the Carolina game was a slip up, and it kept them out of the playoffs.
Yep.
This is the other side of that right now. That's my big takeaway from what happened. And look, for the people that are, because I got a couple of messages on social media about this, because I said the Bears are going to be a problem going forward. They couldn't fix everything in an offseason.
Right.
Going forward, they have the components to be a problem.
Oh, no doubt.
Now but they didn't look the part yesterday. They're not ready yet.
Their play calling sucked. I'm watching what you have Justin Fields. Okay, we know he's a dynamic runner, but that's in college. What was he known for? He was not a runner in college.
He was slinging it.
Dude was throwing that ball. So I just, they were. Now I'm not going to take anything away from Green Bay. Green Bay clearly outplayed them.
100%.
And Jordan Love looked like an NFL quarterback. He looked like a starter.
That was the first time I've seen it, though.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. He looked like a starter, though. So,
and that was a road win.
Yeah. Yeah.
And again, I got to be consistent, right? Road wins in the NFL are gold, man.
Dude, that's money in the bank.
Yes.
And they're hard to come by. I don't care who you play. So people saying that, oh, well, this team was depleted. Hey, too bad for that team. This is the NFL. That happens every week. Somebody's on the injured list. Somebody's not playing. Somebody's not 100%. You just got to go out and play, and you have to go out and win games.
Right.
And the Lions figured out how to win a game, and the Fudge Packers figured out how to win a game.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's just something where for the NFL, the NFC North right now is more winnable today than even it was on Sunday at noon.
Definitely.
It is more winnable. The data that I've seen, what I've collected, I have even less concerns about winning this division as a Lions fan right now. And I was a little more concerned than most going in.
I think everybody should be looking at this division like, oh, this is ours to lose. We should win it. Looking at how things are starting to shape up, and I know it's only 1 week and people are going to say, oh, well, you can't learn anything from 1 week. Yeah, you can. You can learn something from 1 week.
There's only 17 of these things,
right,
man.
Right. So I think it's by far the Lions to lose.
Dusty in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Has anybody asked Rod how DeAndre Swift did? We'll get there. We'll get there. I was told he's Barry Sanders. Remember, never forget, Big Mike Gentry.
He looked like Barry Sanders.
On 9/11, when we say never forget when Super Racide of the inner city of Detroit let us know that the Lions let the next Barry Sanders go by not resigning DeAndre Swift. Mark me on this, BMG.
Well, yeah, he said it, and DeAndre Swift was clearly looking like Barry Sanders yesterday.
Absolutely, he was. Absolutely, he was.
The one carry he had.
Yeah, but again, though, I don't know if anybody else feels the same way I do, but I get up this morning and know that this division is imminently more winnable.
Definitely.
Imminently more winnable.
Definitely. I think everybody should feel that way. Watching the Bears, watching Green Bay. Green Bay, although they were better than the Bears, they didn't look as, they didn't blow the world away. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So.
No. And look, the jury is still out on on Love to see what his story's going to be and stuff like that. Nice road win, though. Can't take it away from the man.
Right.
Certainly can't take it away from the man. Hey, Woodward Nights in effect here on Woodward Sports Network. You guys know what it is. Booner and Broder, 8 to 10. They're off. They're running. Woodward Sports in Detroit's sports media's newest rising up-and-comers have a forum right now, and it is Woodward Nights. Make sure you subscribe to the Woodward Sports YouTube channel. Booner and Broder every night, 8 to 10 p.m. right here on Woodward Sports. But, yeah, I mean, I really, really walked away with seeing what Minnesota did. And those are the things you can't lose. Look, Washington losing to the Cardinals yesterday in the fourth quarter. Can't lose that game. And they didn't, to their credit. They didn't. They found a way to win. You can't lose that home game to Tampa and Baker Mayfield. You can't do it. And they did it. You can't do it if Justin Jefferson catches 9 balls for 150.
I'm telling you, man, watching Minnesota last year, I just always felt like they were just empty, they're empty stats. Like, now Jefferson's a beast. And he's a bona fide top 3 receiver in the NFL, easily. Kirk Cousins is a very serviceable quarterback. But I just don't. Every time I watch them, I just felt like, man, they're barely winning. Last year they won how many games? Barely.
All of them. Everyone that they won.
So, I know that means something too, but it just didn't feel like they were good.
You know what, Lindsey? And I felt like I didn't put as much stock in that because that's the nature of that league. Like the league is 1-score games,
right?
But when you do it at the rate they did it, there is something to that. You will pay for that because it all evens out over the course of time. Good catch here, by the way. I was going to bring this up, but Justin from North Carolina brought it up. T.J. Hawkinson, 8 catches, 35 yards. Cool story, bro.
He got paid.
I guess $15 million doesn't get you what $15 million used to. You know what I'm saying? And oh, by the way, Sam Laporta, 5 catches, 39 yards on 5 targets.
I like Laporta, man.
$2 million.
He's going to be a stud.
$2 million.
Right.
So week 1 of Hawkinson being a $15 million a year guy, I give Laporta the edge.
Right. Easily.
And then, Neal, look, over time it's good. No, it doesn't. This is what we know.
Right.
You tell me what you think. I'm telling you what we know. This is what we know. So I love it. They got a new tight end, and all they did was basically reset the rookie contract on it. I was talking with some of my friends in California about that. He said, you know what this Lions team is doing? They're making business football moves.
Right.
Like the Hawkinson thing was a business move.
Right.
A business football move. And I love it. I absolutely love it, man. That's why they're set, man. That is why they're set. And you're set if you go to Big Boy because it's burger and sandwich time at Big Boy. Burgers and chicken sandwiches are taking over. Try the best cheeseburger. There's also, you know what's there at Big Boy. The original Big Boy still in play as well. But how about the all-new pretzel bacon cheeseburger? What about chicken? Craving chicken, the Dolly chicken sandwich, or the Bob's hot chicken sandwich? Everyone's about the hot chicken sandwich these days. Upgrade those fries. Get chili cheese fries, loaded baked potato fries, and save room for dessert. You can have the Reese's chocolate peanut butter thunder cake, or satisfy your sweet tooth with funnel cake fries. Burger and chicken sandwich time. It's Big Boy, y'all.
Winners, losers, pushes and draws, over-unders, prop bets, futures and spreads. Are you sick and tired of your picks being losers? Do you want to learn how to bet like a champion? Well, Woodward Sports searched the globe for the most dangerous man with a bet slip in his hand and gave him a show. Coming soon to Woodward Sports. Tune in every weekend as we introduce the greatest gambler to ever walk the earth.
Hi, I'm Booner, and I don't lose.
Come to any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men for an award-winning haircut experience from one of our talented stylists and register for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to win an all-expenses-paid suite for the 2024 NCAA tournament for you and 5 of your best buds. That's right, college basketball's most elite event You and your 5 best friends just get to any Lady Jane's today for an award-winning haircut experience and automatically register to win the trip of your dreams. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
Brace yourselves, Detroit. As the sun begins to set, 2 of Woodward Sports' brightest young stars will be taking the mic for a brand new show. Woodward Nights with Spooner and Broder. The dog days in Detroit are over, and the boys are unleashed. Join in on the banter and hop on the bandwagon of the #1 night show on the internet. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel every weeknight from 8 to 10 p.m. Woodward Nights with Spooner and Broder.
Neal Rhule here for Cintron. How'd you like a 100K Vegas getaway? Take your friends and live it up in the city that never sleeps. It's the Cintron Energy Drink It and Live It sweepstakes. Purchase a 24-pack today and enter to win. And then you register at drinkcintron.com/Vegas. Buy Cintron at your local Meijer store. Cintron, the healthier energy drink with great taste. Look good, feel good, and be the best version of yourself with Cintron. Go to drinkcintron.com/Vegas. Keeping it pushing, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, live from Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevrolet dealer. They are stocked with Chevy Blazers right now. Get in here. Get in on the action. They've been tough to come by. They are here. Over 40 of them, I was told, as of this morning. So you're looking for that SUV, pull up on Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer. Neal Rhule, Lindsey Hunter, Big Mike Gentry, JB Smoove here in the house. And happy to have you all. Explosive viewership among all the channels this weekend, all the shows, everything that's been going on. We are talking a lot of football. I teased this, and it's time to talk about it now. And it's time for a real conversation, everybody. And there are a lot of you people out there. And yes, I say you people when I bring this topic up. You people, the Jared Goff haters. You know who I'm talking about. They're out there. Do you guys see this stat that's out there? You see what Jared Goff's on right now? Most consecutive passes without an interception in NFL history. Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, Jared Goff. Goff conceivably could catch that. Mark could catch up to Tom Brady this weekend against Seattle. If it's kind of maybe a shootout a little bit, maybe he could take over the record. What does this man have to do for some of you people? For real, I want to know the answer to the question. What does Jared Goff have to do for some of you to accept him? What does he have to do, Lindsey?
You know what he has to do, man. He has to win a playoff game and, do something no other quarterback has done here.
So that's the line.
It's hard for – look, we barely got the fans to jump on the bandwagon. So it's going to be hard for them to believe in Jared Goff right away. No, I don't care what his stat lines look like, what records he's breaking. People are going to question him until he proves them wrong. And I honestly believe that. They're going to question him until he proves them wrong. They're going to question that. People are going to say, oh, he's mid. He's not good enough to get us where we need to go.
What do you want from a quarterback? For real, what do you want? No, what's the main thing you want from a quarterback?
You want consistency, and he's been
like go almost 400 passes without throwing an interception, like consistent like that.
Right. Hey.
Man, if only they had a quarterback that could do something like that. I guess they'll have to find somebody. I'm tired of the slander, man.
I don't think it's gonna go away though, Neal. And clearly we've still.
But it's not based in reality.
Well, think about this. And you felt this way about the team as far as a whole, because you haven't witnessed a playoff win, you haven't witnessed any success, long-term success. So people feel that way about the quarterback because it's all relative to the team. No long-term success. Now we got a new quarterback. Although he's taken the team to the Super Bowl, he imploded, right? So people are looking at, we just don't think he's good. That's why
I know that narrative.
LA got rid of him.
People act like that wasn't a 10-3 game in the fourth quarter.
I know, but yet and still, when the Rams got rid of Goff and changed quarterbacks, what did they do? They won a Super Bowl. So all those things are kind of hanging over his head, but I don't think that it's not fair to him, because he has done his part, more than his part. to prove that he is a top 10 quarterback. And that's, if you got a top 10 quarterback, you got a guy.
Which he is.
Yes.
I'm done with that discussion too. Done with that discussion too. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I don't get it. Braden says, I'd like him to be a bit more mobile, but he's a maestro. See, like, that's this is what I'm talking about. And then Brandon said earlier, I want to catch it because I want to make sure that I get it right. The Lions have zero chance to win a Super Bowl paying Goff $45 million a year. Wrong. Not with this GM.
Then he said the Rams wouldn't have gotten rid of Goff if he was consistent.
I don't know what else he's got to do. Like if he went 400 passes without an interception.
What more must I do?
I don't get it. And as I said, and I'll continue to say this, man. Goff at 40 to 45 million is a discount to market. Look around the league. Aaron Rodgers getting 60 million cash this year. 60 million.
Yeah,
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Joe Burrow just got what he got.
275.
Pushing 60 million. Yes, you can, Brandon. Yes, you can win with Goff making $40 to $45 million. Yes, you can, because you're paying him less than everybody else is getting. That's how you win in this league.
Right.
That's how you win in business. You do something more efficiently than everybody else does. That's how you win in business. It's not a secret.
Nope.
And if you have a gap where a guy outperforms his number, which you have a lot of because of the guys that have been drafted here by Brad Holmes, it's pretty easy to figure out. That's how you win.
Yep.
I don't know what else he has to do, man. I don't.
What more must I do?
No, I don't know.
Hey, man.
Ryan's reaction. Goff is getting 50 plus. He won't settle for 50. And look, you can do this now or you can do it later and let the price go up on you.
You're going to have to do it, though.
You're going to have to do it. You are. You have to do it. And I just wanted to put it out there, and that, these are the numbers he's putting up, the data. That's the data he's putting up. Yeah. So deal with it, everybody. For real, man. Deal with it. And again, I don't know what else he has to do, man. William Rhodes says, we've seen quarterbacks like Stafford that can put up stats and break records. Where did it get us? I know. See, and people are caught up in that the contract and how can you win? You can win when you draft like that. That's the key. That's how you win in this league.
Yes.
How did the Chiefs win last year?
They got rid of what? They got rid of two of their best weapons, right?
And the whole secondary was rookies.
Yep.
Because they went out and drafted guys that got them through.
Yep.
That's it. That's exactly why. And again, it's time to have that discussion, everybody. It is. It's time to have that discussion and say, hey, I don't know what else this man has to do for you. But, hey, you guys know what it is. Your Lions coverage, Lions Insiders here at Woodward. Everybody's been tuning into it. The Woodward Sports Lions Insider Show, hosted by Gabby D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Terry Foster. Tuesdays from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m., Sundays from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. You can watch it, youtube.com/Woodward Sports. Subscribe. If you that time doesn't work for you for the episode, that's all right. Go back later and catch it when it works for you. Lions Insider Show. We're doing it better. We're doing Lions football. We're doing football in general better than anybody else. And happy to have you all with us here today. Braden says, who cares who's behind center? Just get Gibbs more touches. That's a compromised fantasy opinion.
Yeah, I know. I like Gibbs, though.
He's not. Yeah, he's nice, man. Justin from North Carolina. The question is, who else would it be? Right. Roger says, Goff's a top 10 quarterback in this league. Yes. Anyone who thinks otherwise is a bozo.
I agree.
And this is Lindsey, the Silky Johnson of the Detroit Lions, talking right now. Hate.
Absolutely. I embrace the hate. But I do think he's a top 10 quarterback.
Can we chat poll that right now? JB Smoove. Right here, right now. Is Jared Goff a top 10 quarterback in this league? Yes or no? Yay or nay? Because if he is, then what do you do? What are we talking about here?
A lot of people don't think he is, though.
Based on what?
Based on their heart.
Emotion.
Exactly.
Emotion.
Exactly.
What we think,
Yeah.
not what we know. I just don't get it. I'll never get it. I just want a quarterback that takes care of the football. There, he's doing it third best that's ever been done in the history of the game. Well, he lost. Well, they didn't win that Super Bowl with the Rams. Like, that's all that. They just go back to their talk. It's like they have cue cards, man.
Talking points. They go right back to.
You know what I'm saying?
That's why the Rams got rid of him.
So I'm curious to say it. And right off the bat, 90% of the people say yes. Then what are we talking about, man? If you do, then who you getting?
Nobody.
Like, use sense, people. If he is, and 90% of you say he is, then who are you getting that's better?
Someone said in the chat they think.
Of
course they think. Hendon Hooker could win with this defense and that offensive line. Yeah, okay.
So that you're taking a year of the window, and that's what you're gonna do. Like, when you say this, like, it's cool to say in a chat. Say it out loud and listen to yourself.
Nick said the poll is obviously biased. Nick, what are you talking about?
Math is not biased. I can't do, like, BMG. It's gonna be like this all, like.
You know who started this?
Spencer Raxter.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yes.
Spencer Raxter, he started this.
Yes.
Spencer,
hey, he's not a
you
believer.
started this, Spencer Raxter. I hope you're proud of yourself.
He's not a believer in golf. He's not.
You know what, though? You can tell, BMG, about Spenny. He's being converted.
Yeah.
Little by little.
He's trying to believe that Goff isn't the guy, but.
Little by little, he's being converted. He is, man. Spenny, you know you are. So it's just, it's a topic that gets me fired up, man. It does. Like insurance gets me fired up. Swiss Insurance in particular. You got football on the brain, fall ushers in college, and pro football. And this year is going to be unlike any other. Fall's also the perfect time to shop your home and auto insurance. Shop it like a pro with Swiss Insurance. They cover Woodward Sports Network, and they should be covering you too. Ask for Mark at Swiss Insurance today. Email them at swissins.com. And look, give them a call, 248-800-4177. Just make the phone call. Mark at swissins.com. Send them an email or have the phone call. Just say, hey, here's what I'm paying. Can I do better with you? And Mark will say, yeah, here's how. And then you say, okay, I'm going with Swiss Insurance. There. I'm solving your quarterback issues and your insurance issues. Swiss Insurance.
Join Woodward Sports' own Jeff Iafrate, along with special WSN guests for the most anticipated Lions season in decades. Filled with different surprises and expert analysis. You're not going to want to miss out. Go to our Woodward Sports YouTube channel on Sundays and tune in live from 9:30 to 11:30 a.m.
Gabby is a college student struggling to study for her big exam. Then she discovered Syntron, a healthy way for her to stay awake and focus. Jennifer frequently has chaotic days like this until she gets online, orders some Syntron, and finds her groove. April visited her local grocery store, purchased a case of Syntron, and entered to win the Syntron 100K Vegas giveaway. Pick up your case of Syntron today at any Meijer location or visit drinksyntron.com/Vegas and enter for the 100K Vegas giveaway.
Winners, losers, pushes and draws, over-unders, prop bets, futures and spreads. Are you sick and tired of your picks being losers? Do you want to learn how to bet like a champion? Well, Woodward Sports searched the globe for the most dangerous man with a bet slip in his hand and gave him a show. Coming soon to Woodward Sports. Tune in every weekend as we introduce the greatest gambler to ever walk the earth.
Hi, I'm Booner, and I don't lose.
Back at it here, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, live at Feldman Chevrolet in Novi. They are Michigan's #1 Chevrolet dealer. Fresh shipment of Blazers have rolled in. Come down here, get you one. Get you that Chevy Blazer. You know a little something about the Chevy Blazer.
Oh, yes, sir. Nice cars, man.
Yeah.
Very durable, reliable.
I'm
Gets you through the snow.
I'm poking around that market as well. I might be plucking one of those EV Blazers. Making the switch from Land Rover to the EV. So think about that for a minute. Neal, Rhule, Lindsey, Hunter, Big Mike Gentry, JB Smoove, all of you in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread as well. Subscribe to the Big D Energy podcast, iTunes, Spotify, Spreaker, wherever you get them podcasts. Go ahead and get them in there. I asked the question, right here, right now, is Jared Goff a top 10 quarterback in the NFL? 91% of you say that, yes, he is. And I give you the stats, and I showed you the graphic. He's on the third longest stretch in NFL history, passing attempts without an interception. Could catch Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers next game possibly against Seattle, which we'll do our first kind of dive in coming up here in the second hour of the show. Don't forget tomorrow, too. Rest in peace. We're doing it every Tuesday of the football season. You give us who's resting in peace. Look at that graphically. They're a fool for that one. The rest in peace. We'll have it for you tomorrow. Make sure Gentry's whipping up some production value, too. It's going to be a lot of fun. I think the New York Giants certainly will be a candidate for it, but we'll see.
Definitely.
We'll see who it is. William Rhodes asked me, Neal, is your faith in Goff or Holmes' ability to keep enough weapons around him? Yes. The answer to your question is yes. Both. Give me a guy, right? We say we want that. Give me a quarterback that doesn't turn the football over. He's done it at one of the best clips in the history of football. And right. I'm to the point, I'm team extension right now. I am, because it ain't going to get any. This is today is as cheap as it's ever going to be. All these people are saying, well, let it play out. Let's see. Okay, then you'll pay. Because, as we've been told, yesterday's price is not today's price. That's a mantra.
That's a fact.
That's a mantra on this show.
That's a fact with quarterbacks, too.
It's a fact with the world.
Yeah.
Mel Tucker can tell you, yesterday's price is not today's price.
Too soon.
Hey, how much did Danny Dimes get? 45?
40.
40?
Yes.
Woo!
Yeah, some good candidates.
Yep.
Good candidates for tomorrow.
Matt Verville says you have to wait to extend him until you see what Hooker is.
What? Who does that? Who does that?
I don't know. I don't know what difference that makes, but
none.
To me, none. So, Jack Harrington, the New York Jets will rest in peace after tonight, LOL. I can't wait for that game.
Me either, man. I think it's going to be fireworks.
You think so?
Yes, sir.
Because you guys know where I am with Aaron Rodgers.
I already know.
The man who did not even have a 300-yard passing game last season. You got to go back to 2021. In today's day and age of football, I can't wait. I can't wait for the Bills to put him down. I can't wait for it. JB, I'm locked in tonight,
The problem is, man, the Bills aren't the same Bills.
I know, I'm worried about that. Low key. Low key.
That's the problem, man.
Yes. DNC ENT. Hendon Hooker will come in and give us what Goff gives us. Bozo.
People think quarterbacks just like grow on trees.
They think it's like their fantasy league. They think it's like you're getting Hendon Hooker, like you're going to go to the fantasy wire and bring in Kirk Cousins or something like that. You know.
So remember this great quarterback class that came out. What's the guy the Jets drafted? Even before Zach Wilson, they drafted another guy a couple of years before then, and they traded him to
Sam Darnold.
Huh?
Sam Darnold.
Sam Darnold. He was supposed to be the guy, right? What happened to him? Fizzled.
Right.
Zach Wilson. Supposed to be the guy, right? I mean, we don't know totally yet, but so far, what does he look like?
Right.
The Niners drafted Trey, moved a bunch of picks to get Trey. What did he look like? gone.
Trash. Look like trash.
So all these high picks, guys that supposedly are can't miss guys, they miss.
And they miss often.
Yeah, and then you get lucky and get a guy with the last pick in the draft with Purdy, and you get lucky. So it's hard to get a quarterback. It's hard to hit on these quarterbacks.
Let alone a top 10 quarterback,
guy.
which 92% of you said he's a top 10 quarterback. So what are we talking about here?
Right.
Bronco 81, take out Brad Holmes and Ben Johnson. Do you think Goff's talent in a vacuum is top 10 talent? And Bronco, yes. Look at the matchups with Mahomes. We've seen it. We've seen him game manage and beat Mahomes. We've seen him outsling him when he was with the Rams. Played maybe the greatest quarterback showcase games we've ever seen. We've seen it.
Yeah, but the thing about it, he's saying put him in a vacuum. Well, we don't play in a vacuum. Unfortunately, we play with weapons around you, and you have to be surrounded with weapons. And to maximize your quarterback's ability and talents, you want to give him the best weapons possible. So take the vacuum cleaner and vacuum the floor, not play in a vacuum, put him in a vacuum and see. No, who cares? He's more than playing at a top 10 level right now. So that is what it is.
And see, like, I see these people in here talking about you extend Goff right now, say goodbye to Ragnow, say goodbye to Decker and all that kind of stuff. No, guys, that's not the way that it works. Because let me tell you this, next year for the Lions, what they have. See, you talk about what you think. That's emotions talking. Here's the math. They have Goff signed next year for $31 million, and they have $65 million in cap space. You see what I'm saying here? It doesn't. When you have a stockpile of rookies on rookie deals, this is what it affords you. You get a top 10 quarterback, you lock that thing in, you keep it pushing.
Yep. Absolutely.
So no, that you don't say goodbye to anybody. If anything, you add.
Listen, do you hear what Brandon Cass said? Goff without a system or a top offensive line is nothing. Cats, no quarterback is good without a damn offensive line or a system. Every team has a system. Hello? If they don't have a system, they're probably a trash organization. Every team has a system. Am I wrong or am I right? You got to have a system. What are you going to play in? What do you just go out there freelance it? What the hell is he talking about? Well, everybody has a system.
Yeah. I like this one, too. Peaceful Tim. Daniel Jones got $45 million a year, and he can't play, which I think he got 40. You paying Goff $50 million a year? Peaceful Tim, he got it because they won a playoff game.
Right.
So let me tell you this, Tim. Goff goes and wins a playoff game. The answer to that question is yes, you are paying him $50 million.
And,
yes, you are.
And he's better than Danny Dimes. I'm sorry. Way better. Way better than Danny Dimes.
And you can do it because you have the space. Guys, they have the space. You're not upsetting anything when you do that. You're not, guys. Like, come on, this is chess. This is chess. It isn't checkers, man. It's not checkers. Hey, you can watch football live on Woodward Sports. Well, kind of. It's the game day watch parties. College football, the Detroit Lions, Michigan State, regardless of who the interim coach is. Michigan, regardless of who the interim coach is. And the Detroit Lions. You can watch them all with the Woodward Sports live game day watch party. Saturdays and Sundays. Special guests, surprises. You never know who's going to be pulling up on you. You never know if Easy's going to be twerking. You never know what's going to happen. You just know that it's going to happen with the live game day watch party on Woodward Sports. So we'll have that going for everybody as well. I do want to take a stroll around the NFL when we come back, just kind of get everyone's reactions to what happened. We'll talk Lions Seahawks, kind of first look at that as well. Don't forget it was a big college football weekend. I got a funny antidote for you guys. The people who are most upset about the system changing are the ones that are having the most trouble with the system changing. Funny how that always seems to be the case, isn't it? Planet Fitness, everybody. You guys know what it is. $1 down, $10 a month. Planet Fitness, over 50 of them in the Metro Detroit area. You want to be a baller, a shot caller, the black card, $24.99 a month. You can go to any Planet Fitness in the world. I love it. We come out here to Feldman Chevrolet in Novi. Boom, Planet Fitness. 4 minutes down the road. I'm at Woodward Sports at the studio. Boom, Planet Fitness, 6 minutes down the road. Because they're everywhere. You can always get your work in when you're a member at Planet Fitness. And guys, look, I'm just being real with you. Some of you paying $70, $80, $90 a month for a gym membership because they got a rock wall. Cool. A, how many times are you using the rock wall? B, Planet Fitness, they got everything you need in there. Tons of cardio equipment, tons of weights, all of it. I've been a member there 3 years. Couldn't picture my life not being at Planet Fitness. I've accomplished every fitness goal I've ever had because of Planet Fitness. Go to planetfitness.com and join today. It's Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
Come hang with the Woodward Sports crew all throughout football season on Saturdays and Sundays. Join our college football and Detroit Lions live watch parties.
Inside the 5, caught, end zone, touchdown Detroit Lions!
With money on the line. Featuring different special guests and surprises. Start times will vary depending on the game. Only on our Woodward Sports YouTube channel.
Burgers and chicken sandwiches are taking over at Big Boy. Try our new pretzel bacon cheeseburger. Turn up the heat with Bob's Hot Chicken Sandwich. Upgrade those regular fries with our chili cheese fries or loaded baked potato fries. Hit your sweet tooth with funnel cake fries or Reese's chocolate peanut butter thunder cake. Load up on all your favorites today at Big Boy.
Now, coming to Woodward Sports, Woodward and Main Street, the Woodward Sports Network Detroit Lions show. Let's go! Catch Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Terry Foster for all the latest news on your Detroit Lions every week. Only on the Woodward Sports Network YouTube channel and woodwardsports.com.
Hey, everybody, calling all landscapers. How'd you like to landscape like a legend? Register for your chance for 4-time Stanley Cup winner Darren McCarty to work for your crew for a day. That's right, Darren McCarty on your zero-turn weed whipping and edging for your favorite clients. Sign up today at OutdoorEquipmentCo.com. That's OutdoorEquipmentCo.com. Keeping it pushing here, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Rhule, Lindsey Hunter, JB Smoove, and Big Mike Gentry live at Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevrolet dealer. Showroom packed with people right now. They're buying those Feldman Chevrolets. New shipment of Blazers in. So I know Rack pulled up here. Feldman Chevrolet bought himself a Silverado. You guys can slide down here and get your car situation handled because they got tons of inventory out there right now. Don Beat says, Neal, can you shut down the 2 to 4 show today? Don't want to hear them clowning MSU. Don, MSU did that on their own. Nobody, and they deserve to be clowned because it's always something with them. You know what it's not? Them winning. Did I miss anything, Big Mike Gentry?
Nope.
I believe I covered all the topics there with that one.
Yep, think you got through.
Okay. That's all I wanted. That's all I wanted to say. NFL football yesterday. I talked earlier about how it was nice when your hay's already in the barn on Thursday night,
right,
and you can just kind of spin around and keep tabs and what everybody else is doing around the NFL. But since you're here, Lindsey, and for those that don't know, Lindsey, big 49ers guy, I don't recall a time where somebody goes into Pittsburgh and tunes the Pittsburgh Steelers up in their stadium. Lindsey, that game was over early. That game was over often. And Brock Purdy, man, I'm just saying.
Well, I mean, I've been telling you guys, he's on one of those similar Jared Goff runs. The only quarterback in NFL history, the first 6 starts, he's won them and thrown 2 touchdowns in each one of his first 6 starts. Only quarterback to do that in the history of the NFL. Look it up. He's the real deal. Now, does he have weapons? Hell yeah. He's got weapons galore. But that's how they built that team. They went out and, I love it when an organization says, you know what, we're going for it. We're trying to win. We're trying to win the Super Bowl.
Right.
You go out and get what you got to get. They've spent a lot of money on the defense, spent a lot of money on weapons, and we still have our rookie quarterback for 2 or 3 more years on that rookie salary, so we can do some things.
Basically, you know what it is basically, like with the 49ers and the Lions? They're in the same boat. It's just flipped.
Yep.
We have Hutchinson on a rookie deal. You guys have Purdy on a rookie deal.
Right.
You had to pay Bosa. And you're sliding by with Purdy.
Yep.
And for the Lions, that's reversed.
Right.
So it's going to be the same destination when it's all said and done.
Oh, yeah.
But that's why you have to continue to replenish your stock with drafts. And the 49ers, like, through all this, even going back to the Super Bowl against the Ravens, the thing that always stuck out to me, when you looked at that roster, like when they put that roster up during the Super Bowl, and you look – draft pick. That's not a secret. The Cowboys dynasties, draft pick. Like that, it's not a secret. Like that's how good teams are built. And the 49ers have been a good team throughout the pretty much for the most part. They've been a good team throughout time because they've always been great at drafting.
Absolutely. And that's been one thing that I've always been like happy about, that we did draft guys and develop them right there. You know, you saw guys grow up right before your eyes, and you saw young guys become studs. And we're, doing the same thing now. Everybody was going crazy over our quarterback selection, which was, I wasn't crazy about in the beginning. But we fell into a gold mine with Brock Purdy. So, hey, it all worked out for the better. And to go into Pittsburgh,
take them apart.
I'm a big Mike Tomlin fan. I love Mike Tomlin. I think he's
Neal.
I think he's one of the best quarterbacks best.
There's your guy right there.
Purdy.
Purdy. Look at that man.
Purdy for 30.
And Jake Moody, 3 for 3. Your guy, Neal.
He was 3 for 3.
So
Jake Moody was 3 for 3.
That guy. Was he worth it? The Cats, probably not.
Hey. A kicker will never go that early. One of the biggest Super Bowl threats.
Yes, you got to have
a kicker in the third round.
You got to have an elite kicker, man. You got to have an elite kicker. But for us to fall into a quarterback like Brock Purdy, who I think is exceeding everyone's expectations, and people are still doubting the guy, and he just goes out and does what he has to do, man. I watched him last year, the first 6 games, and I was blown away. I was like, yo, this is our guy. I was sold. He's mobile enough. He's, arm strength. He's accurate, smart. He checks all the boxes, man. Might not be the biggest guy in the world, but, hey, he gets around that.
No, he does. DL Bark says Neal would destroy Michigan and Harbaugh if Harbaugh did what Tuck did, which is not true because, by the way, Harbaugh's suspended too right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know that we forget that and whatever.
But it was only a hamburger, right?
Yeah, that's what I was told. No, but, hey, you know what? Guess what I said about the Harbaugh thing too?
Right.
I commended what Harbaugh did, where he stood up and said, you guys aren't clowning me. And I'm not going to admit to this. And he got away with it because he could.
Right.
3 games, cool. Playing your extended preseason. You guys, I'm consistent about that. Like the Michigan schedule game, it's soft, but it's smart.
Right.
Because they're in the playoff right now. They're in the playoff no matter what. No matter what, they're in the playoff. Lose to Ohio State, doesn't matter. They're still in. They're what, number 2 in the country right now?
Somebody said they had the number 1 quarterback in the country.
Save that for the college football. I wish we had that clip, JB Smooth, of your boss, Ryan Ermanni, saying how J.J. McCarthy is going to be the number 1 overall pick in the draft. But we'll get to that during the college football segment. So, one of the other things, right now, and if you guys got something, drop it in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread. What kind of stood out to you over the weekend in NFL football? I hope you guys won a lot of your bets, by the way, and I hope that our guy Booner led you right for those that watch Woodward Bets, because that is where you're going to get the top of the line betting information from our guy Booner. Saturdays and Sundays, it's already going on. Woodward Bets on the Woodward Sports YouTube channel. So check out our guy Booner and get those bets in on Woodward Bets. Hope you won this weekend as well. But what stood out to you guys all throughout the NFL. Ethan S. Ermanni is definitely a bozo. I'm not gonna comment on people's character and stuff like that. Jack Harrington, what stood out to me, the way the Giants crapped the bed. No doubt about that. You know what? And I teased this earlier, Lindsey. In my deal where I kind of I was hiding and then I just I did that and looked, checked on it real quick, then went back to hiding. You guys catch Jalen Carter's act this weekend?
I didn't.
Bro was blowing people up, man. Had a sack, had the most pressures for a rookie NFL defensive lineman in 8 years or something like that.
Well, they shut him down in preseason. They said after one
series,
they was like, okay, let's sit him down. He was unbelievable.
Yes.
So I'm not shocked.
So I'll be low key. I'm Facebook friends with what Jalen Carter's doing on Philadelphia, and I'm gonna peep it.
Yeah, but Philly didn't look as good as everybody thought they would.
Road games, man.
Yeah, they weren't as.
They got a road win.
Yeah, they got a road win, but they weren't as I know a couple of Philly fans that called me before the game came on because they were calling me about the Niners, and they were a little quiet. They were like, people didn't think New England was as good as they are. New England's better than what people think. I'm like, are they? Is that what's wrong now? I don't know.
They're fine.
I know they're going to be fine.
They're fine.
They're going to be fine, but I don't think they're going to just roll through the 14. How many games they won last year? 14. Yeah. Yeah, they won a lot of games last year.
Uncle Neal, soft feet. He's a beast. Brandon says Carter was by far the best player in the draft last year. And I'm just saying, look, I know he's not here, and I'm glad Lindsey's here and not D-Mac, because D-Mac will get mad at me and yell at me and say, he's not here. He's not a Detroit Lion. But don't act like you're not watching.
Yeah, you always watch the guys that you could have had.
BMG, am I wrong to kind of keep an eye on it?
No, not at all. And I have been very high on Jalen Carter, and I think he's going to be Defensive Rookie of the Year, him or Will Anderson. It's one of those two guys. So, no, I don't think so. When you pass up on a guy like that has the potential to make an impact on every single play that he's in, there's no reason that you should be ashamed for watching it.
I'm
keeping
just
tabs on it.
And I'm not it's not like looking through the window during a rainstorm or anything like that. You know what? I'm just keeping an eye on it. That's all.
Yeah.
Were you surprised at the Browns beating the Bengals?
In the fashion they did. I wonder, because I know Sam Flannel was on one about Joe Burrow and, the contract and all that kind of stuff. I didn't get a chance to watch that game specifically. Was his mobility, did he look injured? I guess that's kind of my question.
He looked out of sync.
Yeah.
You could tell, he hadn't participated in training camp. You could tell. There was no continuity.
Yeah.
Chase did Chase catch a pass?
Yeah, he had 40 yards. But I was about to say, was it last year or the year before that Joe Burrow missed the opener or missed training camp, and he came in and he was really rusty. So it was kind of the same deal as that. Yeah. But the Browns defense played very, very well.
Did.
Miles
the Browns
Garrett was
defense
all,
looked for
all
real.
over the field.
Yeah, I mean, for the Browns haters and the Deshaun Watson haters, and I'm a doubter, certainly.
Well, he didn't look as sharp,
crisp.
He was okay. He was okay.
Yeah, so that was something where I know that people like Flannel, we're going in on Joe Burrow and stuff like that, especially after the contract and things like that.
Well, you knew he was going to do that because his guy lost. It was his only recourse.
Yeah. Well, and Hoof Hearted says Burrow had cramps from signing that huge contract. It's probably true. That was a very, very big contract that he did sign. So, it's just one of those things where with, going around the NFL and taking a look, and that's something we're going to continue to do. I want to take one more segment because there are a couple of other games that I do want to touch on and some of the things I've seen, and I hope Sam Flannel's watching. I hope he's watching. If somebody knows Sam Flannel, text him and ask him if he's watching, and if he's not, and that's why I'm not going to do it now. I'm going to wait till the next segment so Sam Flannel's peoples can tell him, hey, tap into Big D Energy right now, because I have some thoughts about one of Sam Flannel's heroes, one of his guys that he prays to, because he locked up with a guy that a lot of people told me was mid. We'll discuss that when we come back. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. We're live from Feldman Chevrolet in Novi.
Hey,
Hey, it's Sean Jordan from the Sports Marketing Agency, and SMA wouldn't be who we are without our amazing partners.
Thank you so much, Sean. You know, at Detroit Wayne, we want to serve as a resource for you and your families. We offer mental health services, substance use disorder services throughout our communities, and we want to be that source and resource within the community.
If you or a loved one are suffering from a mental health or substance abuse issue, please don't hesitate to call 1-800-241-4949.
Have you ever argued with your little brother? How about some random guy you're stuck in a room with for an hour? Flannel Sam and Spencer Raxter are at each other's throats. One Spartan alumni and one Walmart Wolverine are locked in a room with nowhere to hide. You're welcome. Whether it's go blue or go green, you can go to woodwardsports.com for all the action. Coming soon to a device near you.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions, featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
Just in time for football, Glorious Cannabis dropping a new ice water bubble hash infused pre-roll called Honolulu Blue. Yes, it smells so good, like the whiff of that first playoff win in 30-plus years. It's a gassy, aggressive strain named in honor of Detroit football. If you've had one of these ice water pre-rolls, you're missing out. They are smooth, I've been told. Find them at the Dispo Dispensary, 25% off, or check us out online at www.gloriouscanna.com. Back at it here, Feldman Chevrolet in Novi, Michigan's #1 Chevrolet dealer. Got a fresh stock of Chevy Blazers here in the house. I see them outlining the lot as we speak, so come in and get you one. I know inventory's been a problem, not anymore. Neal Rhule, NBA champion Lindsey Hunter, JB Smoove in the house, Big Mike Gentry, JB Smoove. We were just talking about some things during the commercial break. He wouldn't want me to bring them up, though, and I won't, JB Smoove, because I'm not like that. I'm not like that. I know you got lemons to cut for the final words lemon water. So we got to pack this stuff up when we're done and get you over there so you can cut the lemons. What? What?
Oh, man. Who requests the lemon water?
JB Smoove. Like, BMG, do you know who requests the lemon water? They all do, right, or not?
JB can correct me on this, but I'm pretty sure it's all three of them.
Is it really? They want lemon water, but they won't go get it themselves. Interesting.
Must be nice.
Things are changing my next contract. I want a lemon tree in studio. And that's where JB Smooth's going to pick the lemons to cut them up. Talking NFL football, what did you guys see over the weekend in the NFL? I wanted to touch on this. A lot of people saying Burrow starts really slow. Steve Wildes, Neal was ready to claim that Torque was a bust. Where do people get this stuff from?
That's so random.
Where do people get it from, though? BMG? Do you remember? You were there, right? When I said, hey, he's got to get it together. And guess what happened?
Yeah, I don't remember you ever saying the words bust.
No.
Spencer Torkelson
said minor league at bat. The words exactly were minor league at bats were limited. Let's let the rest of the season play out. And if he continues at this pace, we got to start asking some questions next year.
At a certain point in time, if you weren't disappointed in Spencer Torkelson,
then you're a
not
bozo.
You're not a real Tiger.
You're a bozo. Bozo. But no, we're talking about the NFL and what we saw. Coabzilla says, I saw DeAndre Swift have 1 carry for 3 yards. I was told he was the best running back since Barry Sanders. You were told that. Speaking of Sam Flannel, which I teased earlier, you know what I saw in the NFL? I saw what I always see. I saw Justin Herbert be mid. Because when you're 25 and 25 as a quarterback, you're pretty much mid. And you know what I saw? Another guy that I was told was a bum. Tua. You know who they are at this network. Sam Flannel being one. Easy being another. I saw Tua Tagovailoa spin it yesterday.
466.
Spin it.
I don't
spin
think,
it.
But I think I like both of the guys. I like both of those guys. I think they're both high-level quarterbacks. Tua's just a monster in that pocket, dude. Like he got those speed burners out on both sides, and he is letting it fly. Like,
I knew this was coming. Sappy Johnson. Tua has weapons. Oh yeah, Herbert. Herbert's working with the Colts in Tecmo Bowl. Yeah, like that's like, come on, man. Keenan Allen,
Quentin Johnston,
Mike Williams, Austin Eckler,
yeah.
like the biggest weapon in football right now. Which I tried to tell you people when we talk fantasy football. I centered all the franchises around Austin Eckler because the conditions are right. Contract year.
Yeah.
They're not going to re-sign him.
Check down King Herbert. Just dump a tackler, let him go. That's all he does.
But I was told he needs weapons. No, but it's much like the discussion we had about Goff, Lindsey. What's Tua got to do for the people?
Just stay healthy. That's what everybody in the chat's like, he's one hit away from. Well, they all are one hit away from being done. He just had some unfortunate falls last year because the one, it wasn't even a hit. He fell over somebody's feet and landed on his helmet. And, so he just had a couple of unlucky plays, but the dude can flat out throw the football, man. I mean, he's accurate. He goes downfield. He's a great quarterback, man.
Thank
For his
you.
young career, he's a great quarterback.
So for the people like Sam Flannel et al. That drink Justin Herbert's bathwater, but then tell you how bad Tua is. You gotta look. They went head up.
Did he put lemon in that bathwater?
2-4. They went head up, and Tua won on the road and threw for almost 5 bills, man. Like, that's it. That's all. I can only go by what I see. I'm not going to sit here and tell you. I mean, yes, I get paid to tell you what I think, but what I think is based on reality.
Right.
And the reality I saw was Tua go on the road and put up almost 5 bills and win in L.A. against the chosen one, I was told. That's not nothing, man. That's not nothing.
Now, Tua's legit. And whoever says otherwise is crazy.
Peaceful Tim, the Chargers should have fired Staley 2 years ago. What a mess. And low-key, everybody, I will tell you this. I do want the Chargers to win and get in the playoffs. Dare I say win a playoff game. Because if they don't, then Ben Johnson's the coach in L.A. He better keep an eye on real estate prices in L.A. right now. For real, Lindsey. There is no better match in the history of coaching than Ben Johnson with the Chargers. So everybody out there, you should want them to win. Because if they don't, they're coming to get Ben Johnson.
Oh, yeah.
Mark my words. I don't have any insider insight. It's just a gut feeling. So be protective of them because that's how it's going to go down. Anything else you see in the NFL?
Matthew Stafford. Carrying a bunch of bums into Seattle, dominating the Seahawks. People can say he doesn't throw a touchdown, but you had Kyron Williams get it in at the one twice, and Cam Akers, even though he ran the ball 22 times, got like fucking 20 yards.
Their defense actually came and played
Did you see that clip on social media? Geno Smith running for his life because Aaron Donald was coming at him?
He said, oh, my God.
People were disrespecting Stafford before the season, a year removed from winning the Super Bowl, saying that he's not a top 10.
I said it was over. No, I said it was over.
Yeah. Put this man on a team. Dude had janitors at wide receiver, just went to Seattle.
Tutu Atwell.
You could have said Michael Gentry. No one knows.
6 for $120 for Tutu Atwell. I can't slander the man's performance. I can't.
There's a lot of hype around that Seahawks defense just to get tore up by Stafford and a bunch of bums.
I know, and they're coming to town next week too.
In Seattle.
Which we'll get into. We'll take a look at that and see what it looks like. Also, I do want to get into the college football. And if you're into college football, Woodward Sports is your home for that as well. Woodward Sports' love of college football. Saturdays, 8:30 to 10:30. Some of your Woodward Sports favorites. Spencer Raxter, Easy, Flannel Sam, and many, many more. Spencer Raxter, when does he sleep? He's on every show. But he loves college football, and I know you guys do too. Saturdays, 8:30 to 10:30 right here on Woodward Sports Network. Yeah, but again, as far as what kind of stood out in the NFL, Everyone laughed. Twitter was laughing yesterday at the New York Giants.
Rightfully so.
Rightfully so. I know that a lot like you said, because I am kind of confused like you are, how much of it was the Bears and how much of it was the Packers. Now, I know Dallas's defense is very, very good.
Right.
But they're not 40-0, score 3 touchdowns every week, 100
No.
sacks, and you know what I'm saying? Like,
No. Yeah, they blocked. Think about it. Blocked the punt. Danny Dimes threw him a pick 6. You know, I mean, a lot of bad things happened for New York, but I mean the Cowboys are good. I give them credit. Their defense was good last year.
Yeah,
they were good last year.
And I guess too, if you're the Cowboys, you like what happened, and you guys know I'm big on this. You won a game where Dak threw for like 150 yards.
Yeah.
In much the same fashion, the Vikings can't lose a game where Justin Jefferson has 9 for $150 and Cousins throws for 350.
Right.
They won a game with Dak Prescott doing nothing. Now the defense dictated that.
Yeah.
But you like that.
Yeah, defense was tremendous.
You weren't counting on him to go win a game. Nicholas Earl says, I expected the Seahawks to be mid. I still don't. Pete Carroll's too good, man.
With
Yeah,
that
he's a good
defense,
coach.
those wide receivers,
Yeah.
that Kenneth Walker, you did not expect them to be mid. You did.
I did not.
Yeah, there's
They'll be better. I think they'll be better as the season go along.
I got one for you guys. I was told, here's what I saw. I was told Sean Payton would fix Russell Wilson. I was told that Sean Payton would come on the scene and the Broncos would immediately be good. And you know what I saw? I saw Sean Payton, Russell Wilson, and the Broncos lose at home to the Raiders.
Jimmy G
went in there and did the job.
Well,
That's what I saw.
I heard a lot of people complaining about Sean Payton's play calling and not allowing Russ to kind of take the reins. And maybe this is going to be Sean Payton's way of controlling Russ, you know. But if this is what he's going to do, this doesn't look good. Like, their offense didn't look good at all.
No.
So
And this is where, and look, you guys can't have it both ways. And a lot of you Goff truthers are going to run and tell me, oh, you had a 108 quarterback rating. But when I tell you Goff was third in the league in quarterback rating last year and has an interception, going to close the interception record for most passes without an interception, well, QBR doesn't tell the whole story. So which is it? You know what I'm saying? You tell me that Russell Wilson, that's what you wanted to see. 27 completions for 177 yards.
No.
That's TJ Hawkinson numbers.
Yeah, I don't know how that's going to work, man, because they've given him full reins to do whatever, so maybe Russ will be out of there soon. You don't think?
No. You want to know why? Hold on, let me pull it up, and I'll tell you. I'll tell you the exact numbers of reasons why. Because when you talk about Russell Wilson, you're talking about a cap hit next year. Right now, carrying a dead cap number of $107 million.
Woo.
That's why. I just want to make sure I get it right, because that's what the numbers are for him right now as it sits.
Man, he better figure out a way to let Russ cook.
He's giving you ramen right now. You know what I'm saying? Danny G says, I think the Dolphins are a low-key favorite in the AFC. No, Danny G. I was told it's the Jets. And Aaron Rod, remember that, Big Mike Gentry?
Yeah.
Remember I brought the Dolphins up and got clowned?
You did. They look good week 1. Got a whole season. Got to keep Tua healthy, so they could be up there, though.
I'm just telling you what we saw. I suppose next year they could get out of the Russell deal with $85 million of dead cap. Or the following year with $50 million of dead cap.
Yeah, they're stuck.
They are stuck. So good luck.
Let Russ cook, baby. Let Russ cook.
Good luck, Denver Broncos. Sports Marketing Agency, let me tell you, they help spread awareness about mental health and substance abuse. The podcast, This is the S Word, helps address the stigma associated with seeking help. If you're struggling or some you know is struggling, go to thesportsma.com, the Sports Marketing Agency. They're here to help.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1, what's your why? More epic energy, better sleep, blow off steam? Step 2, join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3, bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
Brace yourselves, Detroit. As the sun begins to set, two of Woodward Sports' brightest young stars will be taking the mic for a brand new show. Woodward Nights with Spooner and Broder. The dog days in Detroit are over, and the boys are unleashed. Join in on the banter and hop on the bandwagon of the #1 night show on the internet. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel every weeknight from 8 to 10 p.m. Woodward Nights with Spooner and Broder.
Since the dawn of moving people, Chevrolet has led the way. The world of transportation is changing. At Feldman Chevrolet, we are leading the charge forward. With every electric vehicle, every mile traveled, one Feldman at a time. The company that puts more Chevys on Michigan roads is now the #1 name for Chevy electric vehicles.
Neal Rhule here for the Academy of Warren. Still time to enroll. Go to the academyofwarren.net. Take a look. Kindergarten through 8th grade with AM, PM latchkey, small classroom sizes, Learning Street, Futuristic Media Center, free breakfast and lunch, Houghton Mifflin curriculum, academic games, and K through 8 athletics in a brand new state-of-the-art sports dome field house with a regulation basketball court, volleyball court, and soccer field that can also be used for 7-on-7 football. Go give a shout to our guy, Mr. Kearney. Go to academyofwarren.net today. Pushing, coming down the stretch here. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network live from Feldman Chevrolet in Novi, Michigan's #1 Chevrolet dealer. Neal Rhule, Lindsey Hunter, Big Mike Gentry, and of course, JB Smoove slumming it here today on the afternoon show. Can't wait to get back to a big-time environment where they have resources and headsets. Right, JB Smoove?
Refreshments,
lemon water that he handcrafts. Next time I'm coming. I'm coming back strong. Next time I'm going to get cucumber water. I need pickle juice because I had a long run day. 8 ounces of pickle juice, no seeds in it. Strain that pickle juice out there. All right, no seeds in it. But no, we're chopping it up about football. I do just want to real quick take a look what happened in college football over the weekend, much the way we just did it for a couple segments with the NFL. Anything catch your eye in the world of college football?
Yeah, man, that Alabama-Texas game.
Yep.
Absolutely shocking. I mean, people were questioning, is Texas back? It appears they are.
They went in there, too, and they seized the lead.
Yep.
Alabama made a move, and they said, nah.
Right.
And they closed down the club.
Right.
Like, that's the way you want to win a road game
right.
in a big environment
right.
like that.
Right. And, you know, to win at Alabama, that's tough. I don't know what the percentage of teams that go in there and win.
Very few.
But very few go in there and win. And they did.
Dirty Dr. D, Miami Hurricanes, baby. That was a nice win, beating Texas A&M. I just don't know. That was very Bears, Green Bay Packers-y to me, like right. Miami and Texas. And I'm the biggest Miami guy there is.
Right.
Like I love it,
right.
but they ain't coming back. It's not.
How about those Colorado Buffs?
See, and here's the other thing too. You guys saw the clip of Ryan Ermanni talking about how J.J. McCarthy would be the #1 overall pick in the NFL draft.
And he said he'd win the Heisman, too.
Yes. So my thing about that is what makes me sad is we are waiting the retirement from football of Michael Penix, Shedeur Sanders, Caleb Williams, et al. You know, guys that are putting up real numbers. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
That was another thing that kind of jumped out to me. Michael Penix may win the Heisman.
Yeah, he's good too, man. I was shocked how many good quarterbacks that we're watching right now. I didn't think it was.
There are a ton.
Yeah, I didn't think it was going to be that way.
I want to bring one up. Your boy Drake May had a close game this weekend.
What? You know what's funny?
You always talk about him too. The Appalachian State.
I was talking with some of the football people I was around this weekend. I said, "What are they doing playing that game? Why are they messing?"
You said they don't want those problems.
It's like on Friday. What you doing messing with these folks? Like that's how I feel about that. You don't want Appalachian State anywhere around you. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to play at Utah, and you don't want to play Appalachian State at all.
Right.
You don't want that. Jack Harrington, this is interesting. Might be a bad year for Clemson and Alabama. And it's funny to me because Spenny actually had this cooked up on the show sheet. You know, Sweeney and Saban. And I'm not here to say like Alabama's over and they're finished.
No, they're
like
not.
They've won pretty much half the national titles over the last decade. Okay, so let's tap the brakes on that a little bit. But I will say this. The guys and the coaches that rallied against this NLI the most are the ones that seem to be the ones struggling with it most. All of a sudden, because Quinn Ewers was going to be going to Alabama. That was the word on the street. People I talked to say Quinn Ewers was supposed to be going to Alabama. And then Texas came in and dropped the bag.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? Like, things have changed now. That Alabama mystique and those receivers and stuff like that, that ain't the reason, and I say ain't for a fact, trademark Ryan Ermanni. That ain't the reason they're going to Bama anymore.
Right.
They're going to Texas now for the bag. And Lindsey, the ones that complain the most are the ones that are getting left behind, it looks like.
Well, you know why. Because now the playing field is even. Now that the playing field is even, schools like Texas and these other, Power 5 programs can compete with you as far as 5-star athletes. So now Alabama's not grabbing all the, there was a time Alabama had stockpiled 5-star running backs. They had 4 NFL running backs, NFL-ready running backs waiting to play. Think about that.
They had to send Alvin Kamara away. They had to send him away.
They had 2 or 3 NFL-ready quarterbacks.
Yes.
Just waiting. One guy gets hurt. Oh, let's throw Tua in. He's ready. I mean, it was unbelievable. That's not happening anymore.
Oh, boy, this is sad to see. Jay Cruzen, I lost 4 out of my 5 bets this weekend. See, old Uncle Neal could have came there on Saturday night and got you right in one fell swoop. That if I would have gave out a get right, you would have went 5. So you lost 4 out of 5, right? So he went 1-4. I could have got you to 2-4 and got you even. That's the whole point of it. But that's sad. I'm sad to see that, Jay Cruz, and I'll try to do better for you guys this weekend. Elway says 1,000 yards passing in 2 games for Shedeur Sanders.
Dude, lighten it up, man.
Against a Big Ten team, too.
Lighten them up.
You guys know that. Dude, Big Ten's that's a tough conference to play in.
And the crazy thing about it, watching them, their skill position guys are speed demons. Like, those dudes are getting to the edge, outrunning everybody. I mean, they have weapons, man. They're good. They're fun to watch too, because Deion is gonna make it. Like, he ain't conservative at all. Like, it's
Chuck Brewer says, Neal, at least Michigan didn't know what App State was when they scheduled them. Now you're risking your season. I know. Again, messing with these folks. If I were on College Game Day, I would have that would be like a graphic I would do. I'd have that clip. Messing with these folks, and I'd have Utah and App State on there and those kinds of teams.
Steve Wild says, Booner lost me my kids' college fund.
Damn. Mason Leach, Nebraska defense did shut down Colorado in the first half. Yes, Mason, and in classic Big Ten fashion, they get paced. They get outpaced. They can't stay up with the pace. See, people forget, they think each quarter of a college football game happens in a vacuum. It doesn't. It's all stacked on top of each other.
Right.
We saw this with the end of the TCU-Michigan game last year.
Right.
And I sat there with Sam Flannel, and we talked about that. I said, TCU plays at like the 5th highest pace in America in terms of plays per game. You do the opposite. So when you get up there nearing 50 plays in a game,
you're feeling it, buddy.
Is the Lindsey Hunter that plays 45 minutes the same as the Lindsey Hunter that plays 33 minutes?
Ooh. Not at all.
Nobody is.
Not at all.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like and that's why they do it.
Right.
That's another example of why the game of modern college football has passed a lot of these Big Ten teams by.
Right.
It's almost like a fight. The longer the fight goes, the more you're worn down.
Right.
And then that's when things crack. Like that TCU Colorado game, those two teams were gassed out there at the end.
Yes.
That's the way that college football works. It's a pace game as much as anything else. And you guys know how Lions postgame works because you guys were tapped in to the Woodward Sports Lions postgame show hosted by Maz and Stick, weekly special guest as well. Huge crowds out there for the last Lions postgame show. So make sure you check it out. YouTube.com/Woodward Sports. Subscribe to the Woodward Sports YouTube channel. Tom Maz popped the collar for you guys in the graphic. Look at that, man. You know you want to watch the Woodward Sports Lions postgame show. When we come back, though, we'll wrap this thing up. The show flew by, as it always does. And, it is. It's just I do want to touch on Lions Seahawks, though, for just early first glance. I think D-Mac's back tomorrow. I want to get Lindsey's thoughts on it after I tell you to come to Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men for an award-winning haircut experience. Register to win the trip of your dreams and all expenses paid suite for the 2024 NCAA tournament. That's right. No expense spared for you and 5 of your best buds. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
Are you a diehard college football fan? Well, it's your lucky day. Join special WSN guests like Spencer Raxter, Flannel Sam, and more every Saturday. Go to our Woodward Sports YouTube channel on Saturdays and tune in live from 8:30 to 10 a.m.
By now you know me, Christina Gennari, as the obvious choice in real estate. And you know my website, soldchristina.com, as your #1 resource for buying or selling your home. Myself, along with my amazing staff, pride ourselves on making your home buying and selling experience a relaxing and easy one. Come see why we are the obvious choice. Christina Gennari at soldchristina.com, the obvious choice in real estate.
Come hang with the Woodward Sports crew all throughout football season on Saturdays and Sundays. Join our college football and Detroit Lions live watch parties.
Inside the 5, caught, end zone, touchdown Detroit Lions!
With money on the line. Featuring different special guests and surprises. Start times will vary depending on the game. Only on our Woodward Sports YouTube channel.
When buying and selling real estate, flexibility and control over the sales process is key. Sellers, how'd you like the freedom of canceling your listing agreement at any time for any reason with no penalty? That's exactly what Mark White and Associates offers. It's called the Minute-by-Minute Listing Agreement by Mark White and Associates. That's where Mark White's risk-free minute-to-minute listing agreement today is the move, everybody. Looking to buy or sell real estate, visit markwhitesells.com or call 248-290-8242. markwhitesells.com, where flexibility meets success. Final segment of the show, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, live from Feldman Chevrolet in Novi, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer. Happy to have you guys along for the ride. Appreciate everybody tapping in. For the new viewers, thanks for sliding in, and we appreciate you. There is no doubt about that. Woodward Sports Network expanding, bigger than ever. We got you covered for football season. As a matter of fact, tonight you can ride Woodward Sports all the way through into this evening because we got Boner and Bruder. I'm just kidding. Booner and Broder here for you 8 to 10 o'clock. Woodward Nights, Detroit's newest up-and-coming sports personalities, breaking it down for you. So, hey, if you're awake, turn on Woodward Sports on YouTube, and you'll catch us talking local Detroit sports. But Lions, Seahawks coming up this weekend. Lindsey, just kind of your first glance at it. Where are you seeing it? And I think the sentiment certainly has shifted certainly when you look at the fact that Seattle lost the game, I think that makes them a little more dangerous.
Yes.
But when you put the ball in the air, none of that stuff matters. It's just I don't know if you've caught the get-in prices for tickets.
I know they're shooting up the
over $300 now to sit at the top of the upper deck. Like it's a wild time right now. That place is going to be electric.
Oh, it's going to be wild, and I expect it to be a really good game though, because I think Seattle will bounce back. I think they'll play a lot better than they did, but I'm expecting the Lions to win. I expect the Lions to win the game, fairly easy. I think it'll be competitive all the way through, but I think they'll take control late and put them away. That's what I'm expecting. A lot of people in the chat are saying blowouts. Maybe it will be, but I think Seattle will play a better game than they did that first game.
Because they have to. Because, and again, guys, like we talk about this, where with the NFL and the limited amount of games that you get to play, 0-2 is a death sentence, man.
Yeah.
It is a death sentence in this game. You got to find a way to be at least 1-1. And if you're the Seahawks, too, you're looking at what's going on around you. The Rams won. Maybe you didn't expect that because they beat you. You certainly weren't expecting to lose that football game. You're already in the division with the 49ers as well.
Know what that means.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it can get late early. You go to 0-2,
right?
You got problems, man.
Right.
And I think that, too. You're going to get Seattle's best shot with a good coaching staff.
Yep.
Pete Carroll, one of the best coaches. This is going to sound crazy to say. Pete Carroll's one of the best coaches the game of football seen. When you win a national championship at the collegiate level, when you win a Super Bowl at the professional level, you're one of the best coaches this game has ever seen.
Yes, easily. Should have won, too. Except he didn't, try to let Russ cook.
Right. Right.
On the goal line.
Yeah, so, I mean, people are saying it 40-17, 35-17.
I'm telling you, people are –
is somebody offering up Seattle in 23? Because I'll take it. Low key, I would take that.
People are saying this is going to be a blowout.
But this crowd, though, the crowd is going to be unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. And guys, again, just telling you, on an airplane somewhere over the Rocky Mountains, there were 100 Lions fans fist pumping and cheering. In an airport in San Francisco, there were 20 Lions fans gathered around the television on the wall, just watching it.
It's exciting times, man. I'm telling you, you better get on the bandwagon.
So what's Ford Field going to be like?
Oh, a madhouse. A madhouse.
Shad, 62-10, Lions. Nicholas Duncan, Goff, 3 touchdowns, 345 yards passing. Yeah, and there'll still be haters. Why didn't you throw for 4? I wish you would have scrambled more. Wish you had more rushing yards.
Oh, man.
Jeff Berg, Seattle better work on their silent count. No doubt about that, because that place is going to be unbelievable. All right, that'll wrap things up from here at Feldman Chevrolet in Novi. JB Smooth's got to get out. He's got to cut the lemons for the water for Braylon and Ermanni and Maz for 2-4. So anything we can do to help that process for JB Smooth, we're going to do. Lindsey, appreciate you, brother.
Thanks, my guy.
Absolutely. For Lindsey Hunter, Big Mike Gentry, and JB Smooth, my name is Neal Rhule. Thanks for tapping in to Big D Energy, live from Feldman Chevrolet in Novi on the Woodward Sports Network. Well, see you later.
Peace.